The New York Islanders and the Detroit Red Wings continue to get wins. Both teams are on major winning streaks and have gotten themselves very close to a playoff spot, while Ottawa, Columbus continue to trend up, and Tampa and Boston continue to trend down. We'll go to all the game recaps from our past couple of days coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Intent Hockey channel. Now before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank all your support. We know to without you guys, so if you haven't already, definitely subscribe button down below and leave a comment down in the comment section below so something else guys in today's video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing another game recap video. As we talked about, lots of intriguing games that sees NYI and Detroit go up, Ottawa and Columbus get back into playoff spots, and Tampa and Boston fall a little bit. So to all those games here and what the standings look like afterwards. So we saw 5 games back over on Wednesday and 10 games back over on Thursday. So all those games here. First, we saw Minnesota Wild jump out to a 2-goal lead and wound up beating the Toronto Maple Leafs 3-1 as they improved to 30-17-4, dropping the Leafs who have lost 3 straight to 30-19-2. A bad stretch here for Toronto as they're falling in the Atlantic Division. For the Wild, Foligno, Spurgeon, and Kuznetsov were 3 goal scorers, and Gustafsson stopped 32 of 33 shots he faced in the win, while Nylander was the only goal scorer for the Leafs in the loss. So a bad loss there from Toronto, but Minnesota gets a massive win, and they are climbing up in the Central Division. Then we saw the Florida Panthers open the scoring and shut out LA 3-0, as they won 4 of 6 and improved to 30-19-3, leapfrogging Toronto, getting back in the top spot in the Atlantic, while the Kings have lost 3 straight, 5 of 6, fall 26-16-6, and they are losing ground in the Pacific Division badly. For the Panthers, Kachuk had 3-point night, goal to assist, Barkov and Bennett both also scored, and Bobrovsky stopped all 29 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Panthers, so a really good win there for Florida, shutting out Los Angeles. Then we saw New Jersey Devils open the scoring and shut out the Philadelphia Flyers 5-0 as they have won 3 of 4 and improved to 29-18-6. Devils are winning a couple of games recently, while the Flyers have lost 3 of 4 and fall 23-23-6. A bad loss there for the Flyers. For the Devils, Luke and Jack Hughes both had a goal and an assist. Pesci, Bratt, and Meyer all had 2 assists. Mert, Sebastian, and Platt also scored, and Allen stopped all 24 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Devils. So really good game there from New Jersey, while Philadelphia is starting to trend downwards right now. Then we saw Vancouver Canucks break a tie in the second period, thanks to this goal here, his first career NHL goal from Linus Karlsson. I'll subscribe to Sportsnet, but Karlsson was able to get his first NHL goal, broke a tie, and the Canucks will hold on to beat the Nashville Predators 3-1, as they won 3 straight and improved to 23-17-10, while the Predators have fallen to 18-24-7, a bad loss there from Nashville. For the Canucks, Hughes had 2 assists, Höglander, Karlsson, first NHL goal, and Myers all also scored, and Demko stopped 31 and 32 shots he faced in the win for the Canucks, while Novak was the lone goal scorer for the Predators in the loss. So a bad loss there from Nashville as they lose another game, and they're starting to trend really much downwards. And last game we saw over on Wednesday was between the Penguins and the Hockey Club, as Pittsburgh would overcome multiple deficits and beat Utah 3-2 in overtime, as the Penguins have ended a 3-game losing streak and improved to 21-24-8, while Utah's lost 3 straight and fall 21-21-8, so back down to 500 for Utah. Not overly great news there. For the Penguins, Crosby had a goal, the OT winner, and an assist, and Pettersson and Karlsson both also scored for Penguins in the win, while Sergachev and Karchony were 2 goal scorers for Utah in the loss. So a bad loss there from Utah as they fall at the hands of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Those are all the games we saw over on Wednesday. Going over to the 10 we saw over on Thursday. First, we saw Minnesota Wild open the scoring, and in Fleury's last game in Montreal, he got a shutout as the Minnesota Wild shut out the Montreal Canadiens 4-0, as they've won 3 straight, 4 of 6, and improved to 31-17-4, while the Canadiens have lost 4 straight and fall 24-22-5. Canadiens are on a downward spiral right now. For the Wild, Goudreau and Rossi both had a goal and an assist. Ogren and Shore scores first member of the Wild, both also scored, and Fleury stopped all 19 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for Minnesota. So a very good win there from the Wild, taking down the Montreal Canadiens. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes break a tie in the second period, score a couple of quick goals, including this goal here from Jacob Slavin. I'll subscribe to Sportsnet, but Slavin was able to make it a 3-1 game, I think, at that point, and the Carolina Hurricanes will hold on to beat the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2, as they have a 7-game point streak of won 8 of 11 and improved to 32-16-4, while the Hawks have lost 8 of 10 and fall to 16-30-5. Bad loss there for Chicago. For the Hurricanes, Jaska had 2 assists, and Rantanen, who scored first as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes, Jarvis and Slavin were 3 goal scorers, for Carolina in the win, while Bedard and McKay were 2 goal scorers for the Hawks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Chicago as they continue to falter and remain one of the lowest teams in the NHL. Then we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning open the scoring and shut out LA 3-0. As Tampa improves to 27-20-3, dropping the Kings, who have lost 4 straight and 6 of 7 to 26-17-6. The Kings, man, they are hurting right now. For the Bolts, Hagel had a 3-point night, 2 goals and 8 assists. Raleigh also scored. Vasilevsky, who also added an assist, stopped all 28 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Bolts. Well, with the loss, the Kings, like we said, have lost 4 straight, so just a bad loss there from Los Angeles. Then we saw Winnipeg Jets blow a multi-goal lead, but recovered and destroyed the Boston Bruins 6-2. As the Jets have won 5 straight, 8 of 10, and improved to 36-14-3, while the Bruins fall to 25-22-6. Bruins are not looking good right now, and have fallen out of a playoff spot. For the Jets, Scheifele scored twice. Ehlers and Nemesnikov both had a goal and an assist. Connor and Ford, who had his first career NHL goal, both also scored for Jets in the win, while Lindholm had a goal and an assist, and Marchand also scored for the Bruins in the loss. So a bad loss there from Boston as they lose traction in the Eastern Conference. Then we saw the Ottawa Senators blow a multi-goal lead, but recovered. And in overtime, thanks to this goal here from Thomas Chabot, Ronald Sportsnet, in overtime, the Senators were able to beat the Washington Capitals 5-4, as they've won 3 straight, 8 of 11, and improved to 27-20-4, while the Capitals have a point in 14 of 15 games, but do fall 34-11-6. A bad loss there from Washington. For the Senators, Norris had 3-point night, goal, 2 assists. Pinto, Sanderson, and Chabot, who had the 0-2 winner, all had goal and assist, and Greg also scored for Senators in the win. While Ovechkin had a 3-point night, 1 goal. He's now 19 away from Gretzky, and 2 assists. And Strome scored twice, with McMichael having a goal and an assist for the Capitals in the OT loss. So it was a really entertaining, high-scoring affair between a top team in the Eastern Conference and a team fighting for a playoff spot, and the Sens luckily are able to come with the OT victory in this one. Then we saw New York Islanders open the scoring and shut out the Philadelphia Flyers 3-0, as they've won 6 straight, 9 of 11, and improved to 23-20-7. The Islanders are on the trending up right now, while the Flyers have lost 4 of 5 and fall 23-24-6. Bad stuff there for Philadelphia. For the Islanders, Palmieri, Gatcombe scored his first career NHL goal, and Holmstrom were 3 goal scorers, and Stroko stopped all 23 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for NYI. So a really good win there for the Islanders. Speaking of teams who are hot right now, the Detroit Red Wings overcame a 2-goal deficit and stormed back to beat the Oilers 3-2 in a shootout, as they have a 4-game win and 5-game point streak and improved to 25-21-5. Well, the Oilers had a 3-game win streak and now have a 4-game point streak, but they fall to 32-15-4. Bad stuff there for Edmonton. For the Red Wings, Jess Houston and Larkin were 2 regulation goal scorers, and Larkin and Raymond were 2 show goal scorers for the Red Wings in the win, while Draisaitl and Skinner were 2 goal scorers for the Oilers in the shootout loss. So a bad loss there from Edmonton as they lose in the shootout to the Detroit Red Wings. Then we saw the Calgary Flames score 4 unanswered goals and came from behind to beat Anaheim 4-1, as the Flames have won 4 of 6 and improved to 25-18-7, while the Ducks have lost and fallen to 21-24-6 having a 3-game win streak, and bad stuff there for Anaheim. For the Flames, Coronado had his first career NHL hat trick, Coleman had 2 assists, and Clark also scored for Flames in the win, while Vetrano was one goal scorer for a Ducks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Anaheim, losing to the Calgary Flames. Then we saw Columbus Blue Jackets come from behind and beat Vegas in overtime 2-1, thanks to this goal here from Cole Sillinger. Remember, Sportsnet, but Sillinger was able to get the overtime winner, and the Jackets were able to come away with a massive win as they've won 9 of 12 and improved to 25-19-7, while the Knights have a point in 5 of 6, have a 3-game point streak, but do fall to 31-15-6, so a bad loss there from Vegas. For the Jackets, Fantilli and Sillinger had the OT winner, were 2 goal scorers, and Merzlikins stopped 25-26 shots he faced in the win for the Jackets, while Hurdle was 1 goal scorer for the Knights in the loss. So Hurdle remains hot, and the Knights do get a point out of this game, but with the Jackets with a massive win, staying in a playoff spot. Then we saw Seattle Kraken score 4 unanswered goals and came from behind to take down the San Jose Sharks 6-2, as they improved to 23-27-3, while the Sharks have lost 10 of 12 and fall to 15-33-6. Sharks are hurting as to be expected right now. For the Kraken, Stevenson had 3-point night, goal, 2 assists. Montour scored twice. Tolvanen and Bjorkstrand both had a goal and assist, and Church also scored for Kraken in the win, while Toffoli and Grunstrom were 2 goal scorers for the Sharks in the loss. So a bad loss there from San Jose as they falter and lose yet again. So some interesting game recaps from our past couple of days, just to see how it affects the standings as it sat back over on Thursday. So on Thursday, we still have 5 teams who have hit the 60-point plateau, including 1 team who's hit the 70-point plateau in the East. The Capitals were at 74 points, with the Canes at 68, the Devils at 64, Panthers at 63, and Leafs at 62. The Senators are still sitting at 30 third in the Atlantic Division with 58 points, still in a pretty decent position. They were followed by 57-point Tampa, who are first wild card, 57-point Columbus, who are second wild card, as both those two teams are in the wild card positions. And they were followed by 56-point Boston, who was on the outside looking in, out by 1 point. 55-point Detroit, who was out by 2. 53-point Montreal and NYI, who were both out by 4 points. 52-point NYR and Philadelphia, who were both out by 5 points. 50-point Pittsburgh, who was out by 7 points. And then the Sabres are still multi-points out of a playoff spot. So still a pretty tight race in the Eastern Conference. However, Tampa and Columbus now have a point separation between them and the rest of the teams. Well, if you look at the Western Conference, you had 6 teams still above 60 points, including one team, which was Winnipeg at 75 points, who led the Western Conference. You still had 68-point Edmonton, 68-point Vegas, 66-point Minnesota, 65-point Dallas, and 60-point Colorado in the first wildcard position. Then you had 58-point LA, who was in the third spot in the Pacific Division, and their lead for top 3 spot in the Pacific Division had dwindled. At that point, Calgary was at 57 points in the second wildcard position, only 1 point back of LA for a top 3 spot in the Pacific, and Vancouver was at 56 points, only 1 out of a playoff spot, and 2 back of LA for a top 3 spot in the Pacific Division. So the Kings' top 3 spot in the Pacific is not safe right now. Still, the Canucks and Flames are still going toe-to-toe for that last wildcard spot. Following down, you have 50-point Utah, who's currently 7 out of a playoff spot. 50-point St. Louis, who's currently 7 out of a playoff spot. 49-point Seattle, who's currently 8 out of a playoff spot. And 48-point Anaheim, who's currently 9 out of a playoff spot. So the separation is definitely there, a lot more now than it was before in the Western Conference. But it's still a really interesting race between teams like Colorado, Calgary, Vancouver, and LA for those last 3 playoff spots in the West, with teams like Utah, St. Louis, Seattle, and Anaheim starting to fall out. So definitely lots of intriguing standings over the past couple days. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. Were there any surprises to you in the standings? And what do you think about all the games? Are you surprised that Minnesota beat Toronto? Are you surprised that Ottawa beat Washington in overtime? Are you surprised that Winnipeg destroyed Boston? Are you surprised that Philadelphia lost to New Jersey? Are you surprised that Pittsburgh wound up beating Utah in overtime? Are you surprised Columbus beat Vegas in overtime? Definitely like to hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Until this video, if you guys want to subscribe below, thank you all your support. We're to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below discussing all that was discussed in today's video. Also a blog, comment, news, rumors, and also stuff like that. So check that out. The link down in the description below. And kind of see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.